Hello again, this is Chantal.
Hi, I'm Hannah.
We're from Amara Vidya, and we're going to discuss the difference between implied versus informed consent. So here at Amara Vidya, we really discuss that it's crucial to have informed consent as opposed to implied. A lot of misunderstanding comes around what that is. Implied consent means, for example, I have a waiver that discusses liability issues for legal reasons. I ask Hannah to sign it. She signs it, maybe asks me some questions. We do a little check-in. Maybe I offer her some kind of consent card for having an adjustment or an assist. We maybe have a little chat, and then the class begins. So if that conversation is the only conversation you have with your student, all the things that you do with that student suddenly becomes implied consent. And going forward, as that student comes back to the classroom, that means that if I'm not checking in with her, if I'm not maintaining a communication and a dialogue with her, I make an assumption that it's okay for me to just go and touch her body whenever it suits me, or whenever I think I've made the decision to apply a specific stimuli to her being. You know, even if it's a blanket in Shavasana, even if it's offering a block or a bolster, that assumption is a part of implied consent. So one of the reasons why we really like to promote a lot of, one-on-one privates or semi-privates is because we have a very clear system of constant checking in and working with that person. So implied consent can begin to build over time. It's not wrong to have implied consent, but informed consent offers that student a chance to have a dialogue, a chance to make a decision, a chance to feel empowered about what has happened and what has occurred in the class, to start developing critical thinking and analyze what has occurred. So even if you have a large class, like 60 people, as I've had in the past myself, are coming into your class and half of them are regulars and you've seen them for over a year, I can understand how you can sort of fall into a habit of not after class going, hey, how was that practice? Or, hey, how was that assist? So even sometimes as you start to blur the lines between what constitutes informed consent versus implied consent, as you become to know your students, it's still really crucial to constantly check in with them and be like, so, how was that class for you? I noticed that there was a pose that you seem to be struggling. Can I assist you with that? Or even when you're giving great feedback, delivering like, oh my gosh, when you were working on a specific pranayama, or I noticed you seemed very deep in your meditation today, what was going on for you? That's that opportunity for the student to discuss with you and to learn from their process and know how to have an ongoing relationship with your student. So informed consent empowers the student to modify, stop, rescind consent. Even if I've been working with Hannah for a number of years, every once in a while, it's very common for experienced teachers with a student they've had in their class is just to suddenly walk up and just start touching. And then there becomes a situation where it's very uncomfortable because maybe Hannah didn't want me touching her today. Maybe she just wanted a little extra bit of space. So that's why it's really important for us to start teaching why informed consent is really crucial, and that's something that we get into very heavily in our training. I hope you enjoyed that, and if you have any questions, feel free to write us at info@amaravidya.com. Have a good day.